there's a couple of really fascinating recordings in the Nixon tape archive that give us a really unexpected glimpse into his thinking about marijuana.
Let me say, I know nothing about marijuana. I know that it's not particularly dangerous. I know most of the kids would legalize it. But on the other hand, it's the wrong signal this time.
One of the tapes that was recently unearthed shows Nixon talking about the punishments people are facing for marijuana laws.
I have no problem with the fact that there should be an evaluation of penalties on it, and there should not be these penalties that, Texas could be released. 10 years in jail for marijuana. That's wrong.
Mind you, this was 2 years after he declared the war on drugs.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse.
Nixon created a 5-tier classification system. They put marijuana in Schedule 1. This meant that the government deemed marijuana to be one of the most addictive and harmful drugs out there. Early on, Nixon appoints a committee to try to get to the bottom of just how harmful cannabis is as a drug. They didn't find that marijuana was all that dangerous. Their recommendation was that it not be included in Schedule 1, that it not even be criminalized. Nixon ignored what the committee proposed and decided to keep marijuana as a Schedule 1 drug.
I shall continue to oppose efforts to legalize marijuana.
That designation endured for decades. Millions of Americans were arrested on marijuana offenses, and Black people were disproportionately singled out for punishment. Now, we find ourselves in a very, very different political era. The outgoing Biden administration is trying to undo the way marijuana was classified in the 70s.
Because no one should be jailed for simply using or have it on their record.
He wants to downgrade it from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, which wouldn't legalize marijuana at the federal level, but it would be a first step toward a far more permissive landscape. These tapes give us, I think, a really useful way to piece together history and understand that to a large extent, the war on drugs was the product of a political calculation.
We need a signal to this country that we are hardlining crime,
rather than a reflection that he thought Americans genuinely were in harm's way if cannabis use became more prevalent.